There was three real big discussions. One of them had to deal with the diagonals, and Chicago would not commit whether they would not do anything with them, which they keep pressing them that they believe that that's an option, do not get rid of them, but Chicago would not commit to it. Air pollution, they brought up the pollution from the planes, how it's affecting people's health and everything else, and that we need studies done. Chicago was somewhat agreeable, so that's something I think that will happen down the line. And they talked about the night flying, the quiet skies at night, and it was a very good discussion because the people from FAIR they really know their information, they know their runways, they have very good expertise. It did get a little bit cranky at times, but that's basically because Chicago really doesn't give any answers. They just go around the bush and around the bush and around the bush. I think there's, Brian, is there 3 more meetings? Or?
There's 4 public hearings and 1 more meeting.
No, these are different.
One more meeting with FAIR and Department of Aviation.
1 more meeting? Okay, so they got 1 more meeting where they're going to have the discussion. We'll get it out on the website because there is a number you can call in, a conference call like I did, and it makes it easier for the conference call because they will not, if you go to the meeting, they won't let you talk. So you're better off getting all the handouts, spread them out on the table, and have the conference call going. You can make your own notes. And like I said, it is what it is with Chicago, and we're hoping that we get some better results. We did have Rob Martwick there, McAuliffe was there, and I know Rob at the end made a closing statement that he would hope that Chicago would do nothing with the diagonals until we got all the data in. And Chicago, again, was not agreeable to that either. So, but that's what we're dealing with, and I will keep you up to date as I go along with these meetings and see where we're going to wind up. Okay, committee reports, finance, licenses, and contracts. Trustee Gregorio.
Thank you, Mr. President. Under discussion, I have, as the liaison for the Senior Assistance Center, we're having a Festival of Health, August 12th, which is Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 12. And we have many organizations coming and giving free screenings. And we're also going to have the Secretary of State mobile unit there. So if anybody needs to renew their license or for the eye exam, you know, everything except the driving test will be there. And this again is Wednesday, August 12th from 9 to 12 at the Estelle Sieb Center at 7774 Irving Park. And under action items, are there any questions or modifications to my agenda? I'm going to make a motion to for the items A through F in my agenda.
Motion second for Kuchowski. Vote please. 6-0 motion.
That is all I have, Mr. President.
Okay, 6-0. The 6-0 motion carries. Okay, thank you. Law and ordinance and economic. Red light pops up every so often. Law and ordinance, economic development, trustee Fellows.
Thank you, Mr. President. I don't have anything under discussion, but I do have 2 items under action, and they're items A and B. Are there any questions as pertaining to their content? If not, I'd like to make the motion to have them approved as noted.
Second.
Motion Falagario, seconded trustee Gregorio. Vote please. 6-0 motion carried.
That is all I have.
Thank you, trustee Falagario. Water department. Trustee Solomowski will just keep it at that.
Thank you, Mr. President. With that, we are looking at dates for the conference to discuss or inform the residents of the snow plowing restrictions we want to go forward with. I have not spoken to Kathy Gazer, but we're looking towards the end of August regarding that. As far as the action items, I have action items A, B, and C. I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Second. Motion Solomowski, seconded by Tannhauser. Vote please. 6-0 motion carries. Thank you, trustee Solomowski.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Trustee Kuchowski.
I have nothing under discussion, but in action item, I have a letter from Chief of Police Jimmy Joe and President James Chimura and the Board of Trustees that Detective Charles Tortorella will be retiring from the police department after 34 years of service His last day will be July 31st. Sorry to see him go, but
Chuck's very good policeman, and detective, he's a good man, we'll miss him.
yes,
Okay.
that's my motion, sir.
Motion, trustee Kachasik. Trustee Tannhauser. Vote please, 6-0, motion carries.
That is all.
Village property, trustee Gelsomino.
Nothing at this time, Mr. President.
Public works, trustee Tannhauser.
Nothing to do, Mr. President?
General, clerk Clegg.
Just a reminder of the car show, which is coming up on August 1st, Divine Savior, from 8 till 2 p.m.
8 to 2 p.m. Okay.
Yes, registration's from 8 to noon, and then anyone that's willing to attend would be from 8 to 2.
And that information is on the.
It's on the website. I have not checked, but I'm
Ms.
here.
President, just a clarifying question, there is no pre-registration? Just okay.
Registration campaign.
Okay, now we go to comments from the public. Anybody would like to come up and speak? Yes, sir.
Ricardo Moore, 8120 Winona. Last week, I saw an article in the newspaper about, looks like you're moving ahead on plans for a new police department at $12 million. I'm concerned, namely because I'm of the opinion we already pay too many taxes here in the village. In the article, you mentioned that it's always been on the back burner until now. You know, with the federal government dead and the state, behind, and they tied everything up and they're not giving out any grant. I don't know what's changed now, as far as, well, now we'll build it, even though we're in debt in the state. It's great that you're going to see federal state grants. It would be great for them to pay for the whole thing. You talk about tapping into local funds. I don't know what local funds you're talking about. You can't reduce the tax levy, and you can't reduce the minimum water usage rates. So I'm concerned about where these local funds are going to come from, bond issues or increased taxes. The article also mentions cleanup costs. You mentioned throwing $10,000 at the cost of cleaning up a backup sewer and stuff like that. Owning property is a lifeline thing. You're always paying maintenance and repairing stuff. I mean, the poor people that get their basements flooded out, they have to deal with it every 2 or 3 years, and they have to throw out furniture, and they have to remodel or fix it. And $10,000 doesn't seem a whole lot for the village to pay to have to fix something once in a while. Yeah, it's small, it's outdated, and everybody wants new stuff. We've seen this movie before. When the library presented us with this thing, members on this board opposed the library. And you saw what we got. I drove past the old library the other day, and I'm thinking, and I just can't believe we couldn't have thrown $2 or $3 million at that property and saved another 9 or 10 plus the upkeep and everything. Especially considering that roughly, my estimate is that 50% of the people using the library are from Chicago. And there's numbers to back that up. We got, if you can keep throwing, you talk about a new building. I don't see any talk about remodeling and the second floor. I hear you talking about a growing police force. I don't understand that. I mean, we're not getting any bigger. The population's not getting any bigger. I'm sure that, it makes a good talking point for politics, and I'm sure people would be feel real good about having a policeman on every corner. But at that, it comes a cost. Pension, medical, and everything else. Salaries. I don't know where the police force is growing. It's a good talking point. New technology. I don't know what new technology you're talking about. Computers are getting smaller. You look into the squad car sometimes, and they're virtually a rolling computer. I don't know what more a policeman needs at his fingertips. So I'm concerned about you talking about new technology, and there's not enough room over there. Our police force is paid well, very good benefits and pension. So I just hope that before you move forward, I don't know where these local funds are going to come from, but I hope you guys have the courage to put this on the ballot before you start spending taxpayer money. We've got flooding issues in this community. It rains 1 inch and the streets are underwater. I'd rather see money being thrown into fixing the flooding than, a new police station. I'd rather see, people don't understand $1 million. I don't understand it. I can't comprehend $1 million. But it's beyond my comprehension that geez, there's a building, you know, like I said with the library, you know, we couldn't have thrown 2 or 3 million over there and got a library that worked for our community, you know, and I'm saying, I looked at the police bill, I said, boy, we can't throw $1 or $2 million over there and get what we need rather than a brand new building someplace. I don't know what, you're gonna tear that down, and then what would we end up with, another vacant lot off the tax rolls? I would just like to see, you know, I don't know, you're just in a preliminary movement here, you have to draw plans up and stuff like this, but I'd like to see more information come out. I'm disappointed in that renovation estimate. What can you do, you know, instead of 12 million, what can we do for 3 million over there? Can we get what we need for 3 million versus spending 12 million? And any significant amount of local tax funds, I'd like to see put on the ballot for the police station.
Thank you very much. Anybody else? Okay, motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Motion trustee Joe, second trustee Gregorio, vote please. 6-0, motion carries. Thank you very much. See you in 3 weeks.